Assalamualaikum and a very good day to the panels. My name is Nik Nur Fatimah binti Muhammad, while my supervisor's name is Dr. Radin Zaid bin Radin Umar, or familiar as Dr. Zaid. I am from Class 2 Management Students 2020-2021. Today, I would like to present my final year project titled as Development of Ergonomic Task Analysis Tool to Evaluate Risk Factors to Efficiency and Work Standard. Without further ado, let's start it. Nowadays, there are various types of ergonomics assessment tools used by ergonomics practitioners in the workplace, such as RULA, which is Rapid Upper Limb Assessment that used in reducing ergonomic risk factors (ERF) in the workplace, and OWAS, which is Overall Working Posture Assessment System that is usually used in job task analysis. With the combination of engineering knowledge and viewpoint of ergonomics, the value of ergonomics is beyond safety and health. This is because the aim of ergonomics is to optimize safety, health, solace, and productivity for the human in the work frame. Usually, when doing the ergonomic risk assessment era, different types of ergonomic assessment methods may be used to define and evaluate the risk ergonomics at work. However, the ergonomics assessment tools that are available seem to be not user-friendly to the engineers. Almost all of the ergonomics assessment tools put more emphasis on the ergonomic safety and health problems instead of process efficiency and standard, which reflects the difficulties posed by engineers in performing an ergonomic assessment due to the shortage of an ergonomic assessment tool ideal among engineers. Also, lack of ergonomics assessment tools that emphasize on the task steps analysis in order to meet the process requirement for engineer. For example, when implementing working methods (SOP) or engineering processes. So, the objective of this research is to understand the ergonomic assessment problem faced by engineers that affected work performance at their workplace, to design an ergonomic assessment tool that aligns with task analysis process engineers, and to review and validate the new ergonomics assessment tool in industry. The scope for this research is by integrating ergonomic knowledge into manufacturing engineering or industrial engineering to be used by the engineers and safety representatives in corporation in Malaysia only. This research aims to describe and identify factors supporting and hindering the implementation and application of ergonomics assessment tool and improvement. Target for this research is industrial engineers and ergonomic practitioners that work in Malaysia with at least 1 year working experience for any genders and ages. The medium for us to collect the data is by interviews, questionnaires, discussions, observant evaluation results about the tools, and document studies to evaluate the tool collected from different industries in Malaysia. Next, we jump into the literature review. Various studies about the ergonomics are collected that can be divided into 3 aspects, which is task-based analysis, ergonomic assessment, and ergonomic-based assessment. As for the first aspect, which is task-based analysis is basically a method to describe and analyze the task performance when users interact with the complex systems. This is the first step to do an ergonomic evaluation. Most of the areas in ergonomics requires task analysis. Literature contains clear descriptions for task analysis for cognitive tasks, and nevertheless, there is a lack of information for biomechanics and design evaluation, according to de Gomez-Poole et al. 2015. Next is ergonomic assessment. Ergonomic assessment is a measurement tool of ergonomic risk in the workplace. It is also an ergonomic assessment tool that evaluates the productivity and efficiency in the work frame. Next is ergonomic risk assessment. According to the Ergo Plus Human Resource Department 2020, ergonomic risk assessments are an objective measure of ergonomic risk in the workplace by applying a scientific approach into the ergonomics process. The goal is to identify ergonomic risk factors, quantify them, and then make measurement improvements to the work environment with the help of ergonomics assessment tools to accomplish all the goals. According to the village and his friends, there is a need for practical tools to help engineers integrate human factors into production design processes. This is because the proposed procedure benefits industry by guaranteeing the evaluations are developed in a systematic way, rendering reliable results that may help to standardize ergonomic assessment of workstations in order to determine posture risk level, and thus the results will contribute to preventing work-related musculoskeletal disorders. In addition, this contributes to enterprises reducing costs of accidents and occupational injuries, absenteeism, turnover, designing a more comfortable place to work that permits to increase productivity and quality on products, according to the government's pool and the friends. Next is methodology. In this study, there is 3 phases separated via each objectives and problem statements. In phase 1, it is started with the groundwork. Groundwork is a discussion process which all the background research of this topic conducted, such as defining problem statement, identifying objective of the study, defining scopes, indicating significance of study, establish organization of reports, and study of literature review related to the title. Next is phase 2, that mostly related to the objective 2 and problem statement of this study, which is challenges faced by the process engineer in conducting human factor assessment by themselves. In order to solve that, data collection session will take place. It consists of questionnaires, interviews, and group discussion with the ergonomists and process engineers. During the questionnaires, the estimation participants among engineers and ergonomists are about 20 participants, respectively, need or more. As for interviews and group discussion, it is estimately about 10 participants, which equally ergonomists and process engineers, or more than 10. It is because the more participants join the session, the more data we can gather and the accuracy become more precise. In phase 3, it is related to the objective 3, in which the evaluation or testing new product takes place by engineers and ergonomics practitioners. When the production of product is done accordingly to the data collected in phase 2, it is the time to test the assessment efficiency to solve their problems by engineers. The evaluators are estimately 10 engineers and 5 ergonomists at least to prove the efficiency and possibly approach the final result of ideal ergonomics task analysis assessment for engineers. After that, a conclusion can be made or some improvement might needed, which discovered in late time. As for these research outcomes, I should be able to identify, explain, and evaluate problems faced by engineers in ergonomics assessment that affect work performance in a workplace. Then, I will be able to apply and design a new ergonomic assessment tool that align with task analysis process engineers. Also, evaluation and improvement result on the new ergonomic assessment tool in industry will be conducted. As for now, the conclusion for this research is that ergonomic assessment that requires task-based analysis is really important as in increasing efficiency and productivity at work standard while keeping the safety and health issue in green condition. There is also a limitation in this research, which is Lack of time discipline makes the research interrupted for a while. In the nearest future, project planning will be continued by the distribution of survey, evaluation and interviews with the engineers and ergonomics practitioners. Thank you for listening and spending some time for my slide presentation video. Hope to see you again. Have a nice day. Assalamualaikum.